I, Richard Cheney, do solemnly swear.
In January 2001, Dick Cheney was sworn into a job that a predecessor described as one of the most insignificant ever contrived. He turned the vice presidency into a position of immense influence, shaping both the presidency of George W. Bush and the post-Cold War world. Long before Cheney became vice president, he'd been the consummate Washington insider, Gerald Ford's chief of staff, congressman for Wyoming, defense secretary under George Bush Sr. George W. Bush asked Cheney to find him a running mate for his White House bid in 2000. Cheney ended the search by suggesting he himself was the man for the job. Move it! Come on! It was the 9/11 attacks that propelled the vice president to the forefront of policymaking, pushing Bush into a response not just against al-Qaeda and Afghanistan, but also against Iraq and Saddam Hussein.
America is fighting this enemy in Iraq because that is where they have gathered.
Alongside Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld, Cheney pushed the invasion of Iraq, despite there being no connection between Baghdad and the 9/11 attacks. He led the efforts to detain terror suspects indefinitely, without charge, at Guantanamo Bay, and then to question those suspects using what was euphemistically called enhanced interrogation, in plain language, torture. Despite the disastrous impact on America's standing in the world, he regretted none of it.
What we did in Iraq was exactly the right thing to do. If I had it to recommend all over again, I would recommend exactly the same course of action.
George Bush today spoke of Cheney as a patriot of integrity, high intelligence and seriousness of purpose. He has never regretted the direction in which Cheney took his presidency.
For 8 consequential years, I benefited from his wise counsel. He was a principled and trusted advisor on the most difficult questions facing our country.
If Cheney had helped turn the Republican Party sharply rightwards, he may have regretted where it ended up, speaking out strongly against the party's embrace of Donald Trump.
In our nation's 246-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump.
Late in life, he clashed again with fellow Republicans speaking in support of gay marriage.
You know, freedom means freedom for everyone.
But none of that is likely to change the verdict of history. The man, perhaps more than any other, who spurred America into its disastrous invasion of Iraq, and who, to his dying day, never entertained the smallest doubt about that decision.
Former Vice President Dick Cheney, who has died yesterday at the age of 84.